think anything happened to 9 o'clock this morning, so we weren't allowed to, or didn't have a chance to speak at all yesterday.
If you could speak to him, what would you say?
Yeah, I'll just leave that to when that happens.
When you gathered the team either last night, I guess it was virtually, or today, around what was the mood, and how much of this week is managing them kind of, coming to grips with everything, but also getting ready for a game, and how do you kind of balance that?
Yeah, well, the first time we actually got our team together yesterday, late afternoon at 4 o'clock, we had a Zoom with the whole team. We thought it was important that we get on Zoom so they could kind of see our faces, see my face, and we tried to deliver a message. And at that particular point, what we wanted to do, there was so much misinformation out there. We were getting so many different stories that what we wanted to do was give them the facts that we had at that particular time. So if you go back to 4 o'clock in the afternoon, that's what we did, to give them some sense of what's going on. Here's what I'm hearing. A lot of players were texting and coming by the office and those things. So that's what we accomplished. And then certainly what transpired last night went into the release of Henry. And then this morning's team meeting, we addressed kind of what happened last night. We addressed some of the new information that had come out, which we thought would all come out at 9 o'clock this morning, which I think has. So they got a chance to see that. And then we just talked about what our charge is going forward, individually and then collectively, how we can put it together for a grinded competitive practice on a Wednesday, and what it'll look like in the meeting after practice, and then what it's going to look like when you go home, what does it look like when you come back in the morning. So we're just trying to stay, for the most part, we're trying to be where we are and move through this as slowly as we possibly can, and as communicative with some clarity as to what we're expecting of each other as we keep moving forward.
Some of your players have talked about, when you coach them, you talk about seizing their opportunity, making the most when the opportunity comes. Is that kind of what you'll be emphasizing to Zay Jones and some of the young receivers this week?
Again, those are great words and cliches and those things, but Zay's made a lot of plays, in the games that we played in, and people don't even notice, what he's done playing flyer out there on the punt team, and he's on kickoff return, and so. We had this conversation a week ago. Darren Waller didn't play. The only people surprised that Foster did what he did, I guess, was the media, because certainly no one in the locker room was surprised what Foster did. So we have a high expectation for what Zay can bring us, just like it's what he's brought us up to this point. So we're all going to get opportunities throughout the course of our careers and our time here. And again, it's how we respond to the opportunity given to us.
Let's do two more guys. Adam. Well, Josh and Darren were practicing their.
Actually, we're clean today. I was pretty fired up about that.
A question about the captains. Did you specifically meet with each of them individually, and how have the captains kind of taken it upon themselves to meet with the different groups that they represent?
Yeah, and we had a unity council meeting on Monday before all this happened, and the captains are on that, and then there's other basically hand-picked players for myself that I met with. I think there's a total of 14 of them. So we actually had a lot of conversations about a lot of different things on Monday after that. The expectation for the captains, they were voted on by their teammates. So our expectation for them would be in the locker room. There should be a lot of conversation. There should be a lot of chatter amongst each other. And we like to talk about positive self-communication in our locker room for them. No disrespect to anyone, but there's a lot of people that like to, to push, and some of their questions may push them and some of those things. But I think in our locker room, we'd like them to be, have their comments or have their conversations be positive to some degree. If it's something they want to discuss that is negative, they certainly have the right to do that. That's their office. That's their home in there. And then again, we have plenty of resources for them if they have questions outside of the realm of what we can help them with, or the captains or the guys in the council can help them with. We have plenty of resources to get them help that way as well.
What's that, guys?
Okay. Thank you.
What is good, y'all? So that was Coach Bisaccia right there. Coach Bisaccia basically speaking the first time after the incident with Henry Ruggs. Just wanted to let that play through, see what he had to say. What's good with everybody, though, in the building? Daniel Fab, what's good with it? Eric Delt, how y'all doing? Las Vegas Raiders DJ was good with you, boy. Appreciate you pulling up. Freight train in the building. Marcus Trujillo. Eric Dell, this channel's dope, man. UNCNG help us get through the week. Much appreciated. Hey, appreciate you, bro. Y'all help me make it through the week, especially like this tough one. You know what I mean? Y'all give me somebody to talk to. So it's definitely much obliged. Sad news, man. Hope any teammate or anyone that was affected by this can seek help if they need it. But we got to move forward and focus on playing great. Yeah, Raider J, you know, that's kind of what Coach Bisaccia was saying in the presser pretty much, you know, is something you still got a job to do at the end of the day. That incident doesn't have to do with everybody on the team. It's not everybody on the team's fault. You know, he says Stoner and Williams. Who is Williams? No, Williams. I think Wims. He's talking about Wims. So on the practice squad, we have 3 players, wide receivers on the practice squad. Is Hunter Renfro, Wims. I think it's Denzel Wims, or not Denzel Wims. I'm thinking of Mims. Can't remember his first name, but it's Wims. And then also we got Turner, DJ Turner. What's good with the DJ? Luis, what's happening? Daniel Fab, Odell, or DJX? Yes, sir. You already know what's up. Sin City Raiders is in the building. Manny the Raider, what's good with you, man? You know what's happening. Casey's in the building. What's up, Bray? Stay Up Nation? Yes, sir. You already know. Darren Baller? Yes, sir. What's good with it? Brian, appreciate you pulling up. Brian, Arkham Raider in the house. Arkham Raider in the house. I'm at work, just stopping by the show. So some love. Yes, sir. Arkham Raider, appreciate you, brother. Appreciate it. Hold it down at work, man. Was Ruggs from that Cooper trade? Nah, I don't think. Ruggs wasn't the Cooper pick. Wasn't that Cooper pick we traded for? I'm stoked. Coach said that there were no injuries as of today. Okay. Javon Wims, Raider J. Javon Wims. Okay, there we go. Wims will get called up. I think we are protecting him. We'll see what happens, man. We'll see what these guys in the practice squad can do. I'll be honest, I'm not that confident in these guys in the practice squad. Rat Pack guy, was good with you, man. Appreciate you pulling up. Jesse, yes, sir. I see you, Jesse. Keelan Doss, a free agent. Keelan Doss is garbage, yo. Like, I like the guy, Keelan Doss. You know, he was with us for a long time doing the practice thing, but he had opportunities to where he could have, you know, put on, and he didn't. There was multiple times. Keelan Doss had multiple chances, yo. And Keelan Doss is a local guy. He was over here at UC Davis, I believe. Ricey Uwe. It was from the Mac trade. Yeah. Doss's cheeks. We need exactly. Doss ain't a boy. He ain't that boy. Let's prepare the ball. Yes, sir. Crash Burn, appreciate you pulling up. I cannot believe Ruggs decided to drive 156 miles per hour while drunk. How stupid can you be? This has to be very, very distracting to the Raiders players. It's really hard to think about football today. Yeah, man. I don't even know what to say. I talked about it already. I don't even know if I really want to touch on it too much. But we are waiting on Derek Carr. The Raiders do have a presser, so make sure y'all have the presser so y'all can hear. But I don't know how long it's going to take. But yeah, they are doing the presser. We just got done hearing what Coach Bisaccia had to say. It says, sounds like we are definitely in the mix to go get someone. Let's see who. Yeah, so it was put out, that we have interest in Odell Beckham. Now, we don't know what's going to happen with him. Yesterday, I was saying he was one of the guys I really wanted to get. Either we were going to trade for somebody. It was Allen Robinson, OBJ, and Devontae Parker. Those are the 3 wide receivers I wanted personally. But if OBJ is going to end up getting, let's say, released from the Browns because there's something going on there, I guess there hasn't been any contact between OBJ and the coach. So there's some situation going on there, and it might lead to him ultimately being released or I guess waived. I'm not 100% sure how that works. But we'll see what happens. And if waivers are involved, I know somebody asked earlier if waivers are involved, then we're going to probably have to wait because I believe we're pretty far down the line. Mark Davis Barber, yes, sir. Appreciate you pulling up, man. I need a haircut soon. Carr got this. Desean Jackson is not worth it. We got rid of Gruden for saying that Jackson's over here quoting Hitler. Yeah, Jackson, that's the only thing that would be maybe not ironic, but contradicting maybe. I don't know. But to go get Desean Jackson, who said, I believe they say anti-Semitic comments. So I don't know how good of a look that would be. How consistent we are. So do we go wide receiver round 1 again? Ooh. The question comes up, but I believe there's a lot of free agent wide receivers coming out in 2000 this offseason, this upcoming offseason. So I think we'll wait and see how the free agent offseason goes. Cincinnati Raider. Ray, can we talk about how damn long it took for Yo, they always take forever to start the conference. I don't know why. They don't get word like, hey, they're about to come out. I don't know. Maybe there's got to be something going on. But as far as all that, they be taking forever, man. I don't know why. I think it took, and I even made the comment. I was like, yo, we wait longer than the conference actually is. It's like, hurry up and wait. It reminds me of the Army. Like, hurry up and wait. Just sit your ass there and wait. That's exactly what we do to those. OBJ, your thoughts? Yeah, I want OBJ. I said it yesterday. I'm gonna say it again. I want OBJ. I know some people say, he's a locker room cancer, whatever the case may be, but I don't know. Maybe he might be, but shit, I feel like this season we have a legitimate shot, and we have to continue to build on that. You can't just give up. We have a shot, and I feel like with Ruggs, it makes me not as comfortable going into games based on our offense. I feel like Ruggs definitely opened it up for us. You know what I mean? I'm just speaking strictly football. I'm not talking about the law and the ethics and anything of what happened with the incident. We're just going to talk football. We need depth. We got Edwards, Waller, Renfro, and Zay. Exactly. You can't all of a sudden, I know a lot of people say, oh, it's Zay's time, Zay this and the third. No. Zay Jones is not going to cut it. I'm sorry. Unless Zay Jones unless he just comes and balls out all of a sudden, no, I don't see Zay Jones. No, I don't see it, yo. David Moore ran a 4.38. We should look at him again. Yeah, a lot of people brought him up. I'm just wondering why. I thought he was pretty decent with Seattle. I don't know why he's not getting that time. So I don't know. Maybe it's something. Maybe he's not as good as I thought he was. I thought he was at least like an average wide receiver. He'd at least get picked up by a team. Somebody will like him, but I guess he's not that good. I don't watch enough of him to really know. He said, no, we need O-line or D-line. Freight Change says. Then he's referring to that first-round pick when he asked about the wide receiver. But, yeah, these conferences be having us wait because where we at? How long is this? A whole hour. We waited for like a whole hour. And how long did it take for him to show up?
Yeah, I'll just leave that to when that happens.
It took about like 40 minutes for them just to show up. So let's see how long it takes Carr can throw the ball. I'm assuming he said Carr can throw the ball better than Baker. Odell come to Vegas. Carr will give you the ball. Yeah, Carr and Odell. Carr will get the ball to him. Carr will get the ball to Odell Beckham. And the thing with OBJ is all you have to do is get the ball in his hands, and then he can make something happen. That's what we need. We need somebody you can just get the ball in their hands and don't just make something happen out there. Right now, I just feel like we don't have that guy, or we just don't have, I don't know, maybe we just don't give them the opportunities, but you don't really see Brian Edwards doing too much as of, this season, although he didn't really play last year because of how hurt he was, but we'll see. DJ says Drake. Danny O, I do want OBJ in this situation. You do or you don't? The way you said that makes me feel like you meant don't, but I do want OBJ in this situation. So OBJ, if released, the Raiders and Saints are front runners I just seen. Yeah, so that's why what I was talking about earlier, it was confirmed that the Raiders had interest, but as well as the Saints. But man, I just feel like how do you determine how you're gonna get him? You know what I mean? Like you you're going to have to give him a nice contract. How much is he going to want? How's that going to work? Do we have a money type thing? Over the cap. Over the cap, the Raiders, $3 million in cap space. Raiders, $3 million in cap space. How much would you be signing him for? I don't know. It'd be interesting. Head is spitting straight facts right now. Make sure y'all rate that like button. We already over 100 deep. Just been on for about over 10 minutes. If y'all can't hit the like button for your boy, appreciate it. If what you said about D-Jax is true, I don't want him. I mean, it's true. Possibly OBJ or D-Jax to the Raiders would be fire. Really would rather get OBJ at the end of the day. Like, I feel like if we settle for anything less, then it's just not cutting it. Like, we're not cutting it. D-Jax, I don't think he's gonna cut it. We got some more cap because of Ruggs' release. I mean, how much was his? What was his cap hit? Let's see what his cap hit was. Oh my goodness. Let's see. What was his cap hit? Henry Ruggs cap hit, base salary, prorated bonus. Just tell me the cap hit. Cap charge right here. 2022 was 4.8 and 2021 was 3. Yeah. So about 3 mil. I mean, how much would we give OBJ? If we got OBJ, how much would we give him? That's just kind of where my mind is at right now. Did they cut Odell? No, I don't believe they cut Odell yet. So the only thing that's going on with that, I believe, is the fact that they haven't been in contact. Odell Beckham has not been in contact with the coach. And it says, according to Jordan Schultz, Saints and Raiders have displayed interest in Odell Beckham Jr., who has currently cut contact with head coach Kevin Stefanski. The Browns could still release him, allowing him to sign elsewhere. Even after his excused missed practice, I'm told OBJ plans to play Sunday. But I read somewhere else. Okay, yeah, that was pretty much it. And then the Raiders have signed Markel Lee to the active roster. Interesting. The Raiders just activated Markel Lee to the roster. So that makes 51 out of 53. We still have 2 active roster spots left. Coach Bisaccia just said earlier, he was speaking about potentially Stoner could be activated to the roster. Also, DJ Turner could potentially. We don't know about that one yet, but we'll see. That's just what he said in the presser just recently. But as we noted, Henry Ruggs' cap charge was $3 million in 2021. Cap. So, I mean, I guess if we get that back, if you add that, Freight Train says 1 year prove it deal for $10 million. I feel like another team would do better. You don't have to give them a 1 year prove it deal for $10 million because another team will probably say, hey, we're not going to give you 1 year. We'll give you 3 years and pay you $33 million or something. I don't know. But a team out there will say, we'll pay you more than just 1 year prove it deal. Like, I don't think Odell's going to have to take a prove it deal. That's just my opinion, though. You know what I mean? Potentially, you don't know how the market is. They might just be like, nope, 1 year, and we'll see what happens. Gilbert says, OBJ always injured. That's the only thing. How many games has he missed? So the Raiders have signed wide receiver Marcel Aitman to the practice squad. And Nathan Peterman. So Nathan Peterman and Marcel Aitman to the practice squad. Y'all tracking that? So we signed one guy to the active roster, which is Markel Lee. And then we picked up 2 people, Marcel Aitman, and we picked up Nathan Peterman, who we just got rid of recently, sent him to the practice squad. So That's just in where it says, as much as I want Odell in silver and black, I can't help but get flashbacks from the last time we tried getting a superstar diva. Woo! You must be talking about AB. Now AB was different. I feel like I mean, maybe not really. It wasn't really that much different. You feel me? But I do understand. I definitely understand that because AB was acting a donkey. If you fire Gruden for his comments, you can't bring in Jackson after what he said. That would be crazy, man. I'm telling you, game crazy. Raider Dangerfield in the building. Appreciate you pulling up, brother. Appreciate it. He said, all right, 4-year deal in $40 million. How much is Odell getting paid right now? How much is Odell getting paid right now? Let's go see. Base salary. 2019 was 16.7. 2020 was 14. 2021 is 14.5. 2022 is 13.7. And 2023, 13.7. So, man, that boy got a bag, don't it? He got a bag. So, yeah, you would have to give him some double-digit numbers probably. Maybe. He could opt for a 1-year deal on a contender and then sign long-term next year when the cap goes up. Yeah, definitely hear that. Aaron Hernandez says $15 million a year. So his contract currently, he's getting paid for 2021 is 14.5, $14.5 million. 2022 is 13.7. I don't think you would have to pay him more than that. If he's getting paid 13, let's say 13, 14 million right now, I think you'd be able to get him less than that. 8 million. Carr got a good relationship with that wide receiver. Which wide receiver? DJ? Let me see. What does he say, DJ? Florida boy in the building. How does the waiver wire work? Does the player decide where he goes to? I believe so. So teams are in order on the waiver wire. The player, if he doesn't want to play for them, I don't think he doesn't have to choose them, right? So basically, he gets to pick who he wants to play for based off of who wants him. So Jay says, I feel like OBJ and Carr would thrive now that Carr has basically complete control of this offense. Yeah, I think they would definitely eat. Most definitely. I don't think there would be any issues with that. I think they would do some work. Freight train, man. We working on that contract. Freight train is trying to get it down. He's trying to make sure this contract to OBJ is real deal. He said $12 million a year for 4 years. $12 million a year for 4 years. I don't know. Say Brandon Cooks, let's go. White Tyson, Brandon Cooks is on the Texans, bro. Yeah, he's on the Texans, so he's on the Texans, my guy. Trade deadline is over. Odell making $8 million. So Odell's making $8 million. Let me check. What's their workout? Where does it say that at? Was that a restructure or something different? So Odell Beckham, I'm looking at over the cap. That's what I'm using. I'm using over the cap, and I'm looking at Odell Beckham Jr. wide receiver, age 29. It says he won't be a free agent until 2024. But of course, if they release him, then you know how that goes. Been playing for 7 seasons. He's 5'11", 198 pounds. And it says in 2021, salary cap charge is $15,750,000. Yep. His contract value is $90 million. Fully guaranteed is $40 million. Contract ranking is 8 out of 314 wide receivers. Yeah. So that's the whole breakdown right there on over the cap. Better options at wide receiver are available next year. Adams Robinson, so signing OBJ to a long-term deal is a bad idea. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you on that. You could get some other because if we were able to get Adams, I feel like we have to almost go all out. Now, I don't want to give up picks and trade. I didn't really want to give up picks and trade for him like that. I know the trade deadline is over. Because people were talking about 3, and I was like, yeah, that's too much. But if we can pick him up in free agency and just sign him like a big-time wide receiver and just give him the money he deserves, I'm not tripping off that because I know him and Derek Carr, just imagine Devontae Adams and Derek Carr. These dudes got chemistry. It's gonna work. Like, that's gonna be some work. And see, this is the question. Vision One Visual says, do you think he will be an issue? Like, do y'all think that OBJ would be a locker room problem, or he would start like fights and all that stuff? Or maybe not start fights per se, but they say he a locker room. He cancer to the locker room. Frey says, what do you think would be good? Honestly, I don't know, man. It makes sense to give him that 1 year. And then, but I don't know. I don't know. I just wonder what he's thinking. If he'd want to go to a team for 1 year. Tommy Boy, get the locker room drama argument, but Beckham gonna be happy getting targeted. Cap goes way up next 2 years. No taxes in Vegas. Beckham would be happy. Yeah, I mean Vegas is a popular place too. OBJ just wants a team that will throw him the ball. I'll take him for sure. People call Yannick a locker room issue. He's a leader now. Good point. That's a good point. Central Cali Bear in the building was good with it. What's Lewis Murphy, Jacoby Ford, Andre James, and Norris. Oh my gosh, bro. That's when we were garbage. I ain't gonna lie, man. When we had those dudes, it was dark days, I feel like, man. No. R.I.P. Tina Tinter. Is that the victim's name, man? Where's Javin White? I believe we released Javin White. I believe we released him. Because I could have sworn we activated him to the roster, and then we bumped him back down. Let me see. Let's see. Oh, it's not even on here, but defense, yeah, not even on here. Said he's on practice squad. Yeah. He's on practice squad. Oh, update right here. Raiders officially. Oh, this was 23 hours ago. Raiders officially waived linebacker Javin White. He'll revert to the practice squad if he clears waivers. What's so weird is I could have sworn they activated him. They brought him onto the active roster and then they released him. Oh yeah, right here. So 2 days ago, the Raiders released Javin White from the 53-man roster, activating him from the IR. And it says he's fully healed. And then they waived him, see if he clears the waivers, and then they'll bring him back. So that's basically what's going on. OBJ would be potential drama, and the Raiders just can't risk any more nonsense. I mean, that's the argument when it comes to OBJ. How much drama would he bring? I don't really know, because y'all remember someone also commented, but y'all remember the last wide receiver we picked up. Yo, I'll have the link in the description for the hat, for surely. Tyrell Williams plays for the Lions. Tyrell Williams plays for the Lions. And I believe he's hurt. Isn't Tyrell Williams hurt? I could have sworn he was hurt, but he plays for the Lions. Yeah. Tyrell Williams plays for the Lions. Trade deadline's up, as everybody knows. He said, what are you trying to do, a throwback Madden team? You feel me? Dark days, my guy. Yeah, those days were different, man. Way different. Was it him will wants his number? Him will wants Ruggs. He will want Ruggs' number? Odell Beckham, or what do you mean by that? Vision says, would it be safe just to play our team and wait until the draft? I mean, that right there, I don't think we can make it that far. I think we could make it to the playoffs, but I think we start tailoring off towards the end, because I don't have a lot of confidence in the offense right now. I'm a big fan of Carr. I'm a big Carr fan. If y'all new here and y'all didn't see my debates this offseason when it came to Derek Carr, I had to come to his defense, when everybody was saying, hey, I want to trade Carr. We need to get Rodgers. We need to get Watson, Wilson, Brady, whatever. All that stuff. I was saying, no, I want to keep Carr. So I'm a big Carr fan, but even while having Carr, I think we just don't have enough. We don't have enough firepower. Just think about the firepower that's out there that other teams have that are successful. We don't have enough. You look at the Rams team, they got so much talent. The Rams team has so much talent. You look at the Tampa Bay team, so much talent. Arizona. I mean, who else? Arizona, the Bengals is even building up talent over there. They got Joe Mixon, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, obviously Joe Burrow. People have talent. Right now, I feel like we don't have enough talent on the team. We need to stack up. The Bucks got freaking Tom Brady, but also got Godwin, Mike Evans, Fournette, Ronald Jones, O.J. Howard, Gronkowski. We need to stack up talent. We haven't been stacking up talent. We need to trade some of it. We should have traded some of those picks we got. We should have traded for proven talent. I don't know why we so stingy with the picks and don't want to trade any, but we need to trade them things for proven talent. We can't wait for a guy to develop. We go draft a wide receiver. We're going to have to wait for him to develop a couple years now. We need somebody that's going to be jump right in. Just got home raid. Appreciate the super chat. OT6. That's my boy right there. Just got home raid. How can we get OBJ? And if not, how we, the wide receivers? That's kind of what we're touching on right now is that I don't think this team has enough firepower. I'm telling y'all, teams out there have a lot of firepower. I mean, even the 49ers, if you think about it, they got firepower themselves. But they just got Jimmy G back there, which is oof, it's kind of rough. You know what I mean? That's kind of rough. It's time to realize it's Carr. He's not the answer. No, it's definitely not Carr, JJ. Waller to wide receiver, Foster to the tight end. See, the thing with this is it's hard to say that because right now I feel like Waller is successful in a top tight end because he's a tight end. He's not going to be a top wide receiver if you put him at wide receiver. The reason he's a top tight end is because he used to be a wide receiver. You put him at tight end. Now he's one of the fastest tight ends in the league, if not basically the fastest starting tight end in the league. So you can't really say that. I wouldn't personally. I wouldn't do that. I'd rather just come out with two tight ends at that point. You know what I mean? And just then split them wide or something. But I wouldn't necessarily just say go out and play wide receiver. Although I think he does have the talent. And it says Brian Edwards will be good, number one wide receiver. I like Brian Edwards, but he's not going to be a number one wide receiver. He's not going to be a number one wide receiver. Look, if Brian Edwards is going to be a number one wide receiver now, why hasn't he been? Because we haven't had a number one wide receiver up to this point. I mean, even having Ruggs, we didn't have a number one wide receiver. So why would Brian Edwards now be the number one? Right? You see what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense. Why? Oh, we have to lose a person in order for somebody else to step up. That don't even make sense. Don't even make sense. He already starts. The dude already starts. We don't have enough firepower. I mean, look at Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray just got AJ Green. He got Hopkins, Andy Isabella, Rondale Moore, Kirk. What's his name? I'm drawing a blank. Somebody help me in the chat. What's the dude's name? Is Kirk something. I'm drawing a blank. He's on Arizona too. Murray got so much firepower. Brady has all this firepower. We need to last. 5-2 is meaningless. Win in December. Look, Jimmy Conway and White Tyson going at it. White Tyson is 5-2 is first in the division. It's not meaningless. I want to say it's meaningless at all. But what I would say is we've been 6-3. We've been 6-3 before. So 5-2 is not that far off from 6-3. We've been 6-3 before. What happened last year and the year before? But that wasn't even my point. My point was someone had asked more about how are we at ONT6. My boy was asking Where are we at with the wide receiver if we don't get OBJ? Right here. How can we get OBJ? And if not, how's the wide receivers? And we're just not there yet. We're losing. We lost talent. We're not going to get better if we lost talent. Come on, y'all. Y'all got to think about that. So would you say that we are better now without Ruggs, or did we just get worse now that we lost Ruggs? That's kind of my point. We wasn't 60 the last 2 years. The last 2 years, I believe the last 2 years, 1 year we were 6-3, and then the other one we were 6-4, I believe, or 5-3. This man gonna make me go check. I'm not finna go check, man. Oh, I see y'all in the chat over here. My boy Lil Tree says golf over Carr. Sheesh. JJ said, trust me, I watched. Dude is 46-69. I played college ball too. I don't, just because you played college ball don't mean that you, I don't, what does that mean? Kalani says, Titans lost Derrick Henry. We need to chill. We only lost 5 catches a game. Look, what I'm saying is our offense is not the same without Ruggs. When you want to go deep into the playoffs, so basically at the end of the day, what I'm saying is, do you guys want to go further than just the first round of the playoffs, or do you just want to make the playoffs? That's all I'm saying. If y'all just saying, okay, we're gonna make the playoffs, then I'll say, yeah. Because at the beginning of the season, I said I think we make the playoffs. Either way, we made the playoffs. But now without Ruggs, it's going to be that much harder. You think teams aren't going to play a lot closer to the line of scrimmage or play a little bit different without Ruggs? Like, come on. Y'all got to be serious. What's that? Golf equals trash. I don't know. People be trolling. People will really be trying to troll. DB Crypto in the building. How Crypto doing, man? I ain't seen you in a minute. I played fullback in college. Now I play right couch. That boy crazy. He said, "Hit that dude. Think golf is better than Carr." I don't know what people be talking about. Ruggs would have had 1,000 yards. Yep. Yeah, we're worse without him. There's no way you can say we are better without Ruggs. The offense isn't going to be exactly the same without Ruggs. We're going to have look. I mean, I try to be transparent, try to be realistic. I don't try to be a homer. I don't want to sit here and be like, yeah, we're still going to go out there and we're still going to do this and a third. I still think the defense is going to play well. I still think the offense is still going to be okay, but I don't think it's going to be what we're expecting it to be. Like we just watched a clinic when we were just playing the Eagles. Carr was just put on a clinic. You know what I mean? So when you watch that, it's just hard to expect to continue to see that when you only lose talent. You got to think we need to stack up on talent, and really we're losing talent. Jacobs hasn't been the same this year. Waller's production definitely hasn't been the same this year. We just lost our best wide receiver in Ruggs, and that's all I'm saying. If these guys that we have on the roster were able to get it done, they would have already brought them up. They would have been playing over some of these other dudes. JD in the building. Ray was good, bro. I love the fact you keep it real, not a homer, and you call it like you see it. That's what JD, you already know how it is. You can't just sit here and say, because I'm the fan, that we're good. You can't do that. You just can't do that. So you already know how it is, JD. Appreciate you pulling up, brother. Corey Wood says, might have to grind this one out. And that's another option that doesn't really get brought up a lot, is that we could just roll with what we have. But that's kind of what we're kind of talking about. If we don't get OBJ, if we don't get a Desean Jackson, which I don't think Jackson really solves too much, but say we just grind it out like Corey Woods is saying, I believe we still make the playoffs, but I don't think we we go out with style. I think it'll just be a little different. I think it would be a little different. Raider fans are happy just having about 500 seasons. Man, you wildin'. We should want to win a Super Bowl, not just have. This is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about we need to stack. This is exactly what I'm saying. I don't want to just make the playoffs, make it through the wild card, or make the first round and then get pushed down. No, I want to win the Super Bowl. We need to stack talent, consistently stack talent. We just lost our best wide receiver. And I'm not saying that we're gonna suck or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. I don't want people to get over trying to exaggerate what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that we are not as good as we just were when we played, say, the Eagles or some teams before that after losing Ruggs. So we definitely need to stack up on talent. Richard Shabman, appreciate you pulling up. He says talent next year. Yeah, so what do you guys think? So that's kind of how Corey Woods was saying. So should we could grind it out. That's an option. It's not really talked about a lot, but it's definitely an option just to grind it out, right? So we would have to roll what we have, which is DJ Turner, Dylan Stoner, Wims, and of course the people that are on the active roster, like which is only 3: Zay Jones, Brian Edwards, and Hunter Renfrow. So those 3 right there, we'd have to rock with them, plus whoever we pull up from the practice squad, which I believe he said Stoner and Wims. So we'll see what happens. So how many interceptions has Carr thrown in his career in the fourth to lose a game? Tied for most in the NFL. Well, that's what happens. See, you use a stat like that, right? But what you'll have to look at the stat, okay? How many times has he gotten the lead and lost it with the very next drive because the defense gave up a touchdown? Like, do you know since Derek Carr's been drafted, he's had the worst defense in the league overall? Like, did you know this? And then I'll follow up with another question. Can you name one quarterback right now that has taken their team to the playoffs, just the playoffs? Name one quarterback that has taken their team to the playoffs with a defense that is ranked 21st or worse. I bet you can't, JJ. He won't answer the question. JJ will not answer that question. I guarantee it. I don't block people. We just debating. And I'm glad you pulled up. But JJ, if you can answer the question, if you can name one quarterback that consistently takes their team to the playoffs with a defense ranked 20th or 21st or worse, I would like to know who it is. I just want to know, who is that? Who is the quarterback that's done that on a consistent basis? And when I say consistent, I'm not talking about just one time. I'm not just saying, oh, he did it one time. One time he took his team to the playoffs with a defense that was 21st or worse. No. He needs to do it on a consistent basis every single freaking year, man. Not just, oh, he did it one time. ONT6, appreciate it, brother. Appreciate the support in the super chat. He said the only way I see us get better at wide receiver is if we get OBJ and Desean Jackson. The goal every year is to win the Super Bowl. I'm so down to stay put at wide receiver. See, you'll have to tell me why you're comfortable staying put with the receivers we have. I feel like we need more talent. If we want to beat some of these other teams, we need more talent. You got to look at these teams that are really pushing. Look at the Rams. They got Roy Woods, Cooper Kupp. They had Desean Jackson, the guy we want to go pick up. But they released him because they don't need him. Like, y'all got to think about, these are the teams that we will have to play, that we have to face. They have much more talent. I know our defense is a lot better than what we're usually used to. Our defense is a lot better. But there's no way you can sit here confidently and tell me that the Rams defense, or say that our defense is better than the Rams. You cannot say that. That's what it's like. This is kind of where I'm at with it. You can't say that. So it's going to be tough unless we are stacked on one side of the ball, which our defense is solid. But whose defense is better? And we're not even stacked on the offensive side. We're only losing weapons. We just lost our best weapon this year, and we're trying to go pick up some you could damn near say leftovers from another team to make us better in Desean Jackson. So like, come on, we gotta keep it real. JJ won't answer the question. JJ won't answer the question. I told y'all. He's not a troll. He's just ignorant. JJ's not a troll. I try not to block anybody. I try not to block people. Okay. JJ's not a troll. He's just ignorant. He don't know what he's talking about. That's what ignorant people do. That sometimes they sound like trolls, but I could tell a troll from an ignorant person. And JJ's just ignorant. He doesn't understand what he's looking for. Josh Allen. He said Josh Allen. It's so simple. It's so simple. I'll have to go look at this. So Josh Allen, let's go look at his stats. He answered. I gave him one shot. This is his one shot. After this, you're done. Your cheeks, boy, you're over. Actually, I gotta go to the Buffalo Bills. He said, he says, so I want to see. He said the Ravens. The Ravens what? The Steelers what? Did you know Lamar Jackson has had a top 3 defense his entire time in Baltimore? Lamar Jackson has had a top 3. Top 3. That means his defense has been ranked top 3 every single year he's played for Baltimore. Maybe not this year, but the last 3 years, yes. He's had a top 3 defense. The boy ignorant. That's it. Like y'all can't just like, bro, I already know this. I've already gone down this, bro. You can look at my old videos. I've already shut people down when it came to that Derek Carr conversation. Like, it's a joke. Here we are, 2019. How do you just look at the team stat, though? 2019. Wow. So in 2019, the Bills had the second ranked defense. I mean, JJ, bro, you're ignorant. You say you don't understand stats. You said Josh Allen. Guess what? Josh Allen in 2019 had the second ranked defense. He had the second ranked defense, JJ. So appreciate you pulling up, brother. Appreciate the support. Make sure you hit the like button, JJ. Make sure you hit the like button. I'm telling you, I just gave you some facts. So the least you could do is hit the like button in support of brother, man. Las Vegas Raiders DJ. Yeah, I'm still playing the pressure, man. It's on my phone right now, and it's just showing the Raider thing going in circles. Look at my phone all greasy. But it's just showing the thing going in circles, man. Let's see how long this thing been going. Yo, we've been going for a whole hour and a half. Hour and a half. That's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, when people want to argue about like Derek Carr being a problem, let me get to the chat, man, because I was rambling for a second. I want to get back into the chat. And since I had to, you just have to sometimes educate these kids out here. They don't know what they be talking about. They be ignorant. Appreciate it, brother. Yes, sir. Car haters still exist. Exactly, bro. They be hiding in the closet and pop out every now and then. Now, they was in full effect this offseason. Carr should have more fourth quarter comebacks and interceptions in the fourth. He should. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the number is. I'm not sure what the number is on that. He said JJ is trolling you. Is that something you want from a playoff team? DB Crypto, appreciate it, brother. We were looking at O-line and D-line improvements. Ruggs was selfish. Now we talking wide receivers. Shake my head. I think it's hard, but we could get to Super Bowl with OBJ. I think we could. I think that would put us at a good point, at a good level to make that stretch. He would definitely replace Ruggs and potentially give way more production. The only thing is, would OBJ get hurt getting that work? Would he get hurt? Go down, see what's good. No, so the trade deadline's over, Dark Atheist. I just noticed what I read your username. Yeah, as I said it out loud. The man said Dark Atheist. Ruggs was selfish, man. Y'all Raiders fans a joke. Ruggs was selfish. Y'all Raider fans a joke. That ain't loyal to the soil. That ain't loyal to the soil. You are a Raider fan. That somebody copy this man's joint. What are you talking about? I know who loyal to the soil is. That's probably not him. Ruggs was Corvette. Ruggs was dumb. OBJ could have bought us to Super Bowl. Potentially. I think we would need a little bit more, but Marcelino says, I thought OBJ had locker room issues. I believe he does have locker room issues. I can't deny that because he'd be on the sidelines acting wild. And the thing he's doing with the team right now, and we dealt with AB before, Antonio Brown, that drama as well. So we've had wide receiver drama before. I wonder how the OBJ thing would work. I don't know if that's a Mike Mail type of guy. But there is interest because it was reported probably like a couple hours ago. The Raiders have expressed interest in wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. along with the Saints. Beckham has cut all contact with Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski and is likely to be released in the coming days. He intends to play on Sunday, no matter what team he is on. So that's pretty interesting right there. That's interesting right there. He's like, look, let's get it. Let's play. So, I mean, if he wants to play football, the dude just wants to play football at the end of the day. That's what it sounds like. He wants to play football. And I did watch that video. His dad actually posted a video of tape, actually, of him playing, of his son, Odell Beckham Jr., OBJ. Basically, Baker Mayfield was missing passes to him and not throwing the ball to him when he was open. But some of those I noticed that he was under pressure, Baker Mayfield, but some of them were just bad throws. Like they were ugly throws, and then he would just completely miss them, and it was just ugly. Yeah, that boy JJ a fool. He said, I'm just concerned about OBJ being a team player. Yeah, I think he would be cool. You know what I mean? I think he would be cool. LMN Pro, appreciate you pulling up, bro. He said OBJ trying to get cut right now. Yep, that's what I'm saying. We'll see what happens, but he on some drama, crazy stuff. I wonder. So Derek Carr just pulled up.
Stand up in front of your teammates or have some difficult conversations with teammates about something that just like people basically that hit. What's that process been like, and what's your emotions been like over the last couple of days?
My emotions have been on a roller coaster, so to speak, this year. And my heart goes out so much. Try and say it with a straight face.
Can y'all hear?
Because I've already been emotional about every bit of this. But to the family, to all the families involved, no one ever wants to see this, whether it's a football player or not. You never want to see something like this happen. And, it broke my wife and I's heart, honestly. And, we talked about it a little bit, but I can only talk about it so much, but at the same time, whether it's fair or not, I have to compartmentalize and I have a job to do. These are two totally different situations. Some similar emotions, some very different emotions. But the message has to stay the same. Honestly, I don't want it to right now. If I'm selfish, I don't want it to. I want to say a lot of different things, but we have a game this week and I've got a job to do. And so do the guys in that locker room. And from that aspect, from a football aspect, I hate to talk about both in the same thing, but it's weird. And that's what we're doing. Right. From a football aspect, every man in that locker room kind of feels the same way. But we have work to do. We had to come out and practice. We had film study Monday and Tuesday, we have, all of these things that we still have to do. Right. And so I don't know the right way to handle it. But I'm doing my best.
You've made a career out of
game planning against difficult situations. But inexplicable tragedy doesn't really have much of a game plan in that. How helpless is that as a guy who wants to control?
Yeah. Just for me personally, in my own life, I've experienced loss. And so I know that feeling. And so my heart first goes to the families that are involved. Okay. When there's things that happen in life for all of us that we don't have control over, and you wish you did. I have 1,000 questions I wish I could ask, but I don't get those opportunities. I don't understand everything and why certain things happen. And I just forever have relied on the foundation of who I am is my faith, and I'm going to stand on that when it's hard, and I'm going to stand on it when it's easy, and that's just who I'm going to be when I can control something and when I can't. And so when it comes to this situation, there's so many things out of our control, but then I do sit back and I think, was there something? Did I not let him know that he really could? I'd be there for him at 3 a.m. I want to be better. I think I really look at everything in my life as a learning experience. Could I have been better? To help or something. I just wish I could have done something. I look at it that way. Could I have done anything to help? Even when it seems impossible, is there any little thing I could have done better? And I know it's a crazy thing to even think or say, but I'm always looking at trying to be a better person.
What was yesterday like for you? What was yesterday like for you? Just kind of when the news started trickling out.
It was emotional. When I see things, it's weird when you have kids, how things can be a little bit more emotional than they used to be. That's for sure. Now that I have 4, of my own, instantly my thoughts go to certain places and things like that. And it's hard. It's not easy. I can promise you that. It is a tragic thing. And again, I know as most of you probably even know more than me, but I know as much as I've seen or heard. But I really don't know the right thing to say to somebody. I try my best to be there in support of someone or be there for anybody if I knew who to be there for and all those things. But, my thoughts, I guess, selfishly went to my own kids or my own family. And, how do I teach them, how do I take this and turn it into a learning experience, and things like that, because no one, including Henry, wanted this to happen.
How would you characterize the mental state of this team right now?
From a football aspect, we're ready to go. We had a great practice. We're dealing with a lot of things this year. That's for sure. A lot of guys, just what a crazy year. I heard that a couple times. I heard, goodness gracious, just like, can we please, nothing else, not for our own sake, but just for the sake of everyone else, just for everyone involved, but from a football aspect, from a competitive aspect, we're ready to play football. There's no doubt about that. We know where we're at, from that standpoint, and we know what we have to do. We know that this was a time of year where we hit a lull a couple times, and we can't let that happen, no matter what's going on. Man, me and 9-1, me and Jan say it to each other every day. Nobody cares. At the end of the day, nobody cares what we're going through, how your body feels. Nobody cares. We gotta do our job, and we emphasize that to each other again today. Hey, I got your bet, you got mine. Nobody cares, man. We gotta go. And before practice, during practice, after practice, we're always just trying to push whoever's listening that is it fair? No, because I want to have emotions about things. I want to think about things as a human being. Football is secondary when something like this happens. We're talking about lives and a lot of different lives and a lot of different situations. But for us, from a football aspect, our mindset is we're going to be ready to play. That's for sure.
It's not how tragic this all is. To kind of turn the negative to a positive, saying the phrase, saying the phrase of Zay Jones. Those guys are going to have to step up in a situation like this. Are you really excited to see what this is going to bring out of them?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'm very excited. You know, I think I've always thought the world of Isaiah. You know, I've always thought the world of Hunter. You know, I've thought the world of those guys. And obviously Hunter has gotten a lot of opportunities. Now, Zay and our other guys, they're going to get a lot more opportunities. And I am excited for them, you know, because they work so hard. You know, I think a common theme of when I've talked about Zay is how hard he works. And I think you guys have seen it at training camp and how the relentlessness he practices with. And it's literally every day. He's the hardest practicing person I've ever seen in my life. I am excited for him. Like when he's made plays in the games, you guys hear I talk about him after the game. I'm just so excited for him. Now he has a very big role. The roles change, you know, in the NFL quickly, and his role has changed just along with some other guys. Roles are going to change, but that it's still whatever your role is, do it to the best of your ability. And, you know, it's got to be like nothing ever happened. You know, when Darren Waller goes out and he says, I can't play, well, Foster Moreau has to step up and be the starting tight end. He has a big day, you know, and it wasn't just because it just happened. It was because he's prepared for that moment. And I think Zay and all these guys have prepared for this moment.
Before the bye, we had asked about, is it a good time for the bye when you're playing so well and everything else? And you said, we haven't really had a chance to process with John and everything else.
Yeah.
Now, you still haven't really, I guess, had that chance, and now something else happened. So, like, how does that process kind of go now? And you're going to be in the field in a couple of days.
Yeah, I just don't get that chance, you know. Again, life's not fair. It's a good learning experience for my boys and my little girl that I'll teach them. Life is tough sometimes, and it's not fair, and it doesn't care sometimes. But you're going to hold true to what you believe, and you're going to hold true to who you are, and you're going to be that person, whether it's easy or it's not. And that's the standard that I'm going to hold my children to. And that's the standard I hold myself to. If I can't do it, then how can I tell them to do it? You know? And so it's hard sometimes. Life sucks. And it's hard, but I can assure you life is a lot more difficult for some other people today than it is for me.
There's going through a lot of changes on offense this year between injuries and play calling change, and obviously losing a big piece of your offense to Ruggs. What's kind of the key to you as an offense and overall unit staying on track? How do you practically put it together?
I think the one word I can think of is selfless. That our superstar player and our tight end is the most selfless player on our team, you know. And when your best player is your most selfless player, everyone has to fall in line. You know, who can argue about not getting targets when if his targets go from 20 to 4 one day? You know, he's the biggest cheerleader on the sideline in the game that he's not playing. You know, he's the most supportive, you know, and I would say that just being selfless and being prepared, you know, what I love about, you know, when Gru was here, what I love about Coach Bisaccia and what I love about Mr. Mayock is if you don't work hard, you just won't be here, you know, and I love that because I don't have to pull teeth every day. You know, I know that if they don't work hard, they've shown me over time that you're just not going to be here if you're not going to be ready and prepared when it's your time. And, you know, for these guys, for our offense, the word I just say is selfless. Zay Jones is the hardest practicing guy ever, knowing that Henry Ruggs was going to take every rep until he was tired, you know. And now, because he played so hard, because he practiced so hard, and we all believed in him, what a great opportunity, you know, and an exciting moment for him. And just some other guys that I won't name because they may have to play for us and have roles too. But they have prepared for this moment. And that makes me excited, like I said, for those guys because I know they're ready.
Derek, this team has a real we and not a me mentality.
Yeah.
Do you think that's part of the reason for the resiliency in dealing with John and your optimism moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, anyone who's covered our team for a long time, some more than others, you know, I've always been glass half full, you know, and even when I didn't want to be, you know, maybe a few times you can catch me in a bad mood, but I've tried my best to stay positive, you know, and just always be someone that some little kid that's a Raider fan could look to and be like, man, he's going through a tough time, but man, how does he have joy like that? You know, how can he still be a good teammate? You know, how can he, these are the things I'm going to teach my children way above, like, this is how you throw a slant, like I don't even teach them. Some of them naturally just do it, but I will teach them lessons on character and things like that. And that's what our team is built a group of men that I've said the word unity a lot. You said we, Coach Bisaccia always says we fence, all these different things, right? And we have just a group of unselfish people that I say it all the time. It would just be so great to go on a run with this group of guys. It really would, because no one cares who gets the glory. We've thrown the ball for a lot of yards, and that's awesome. Josh is the first one high-fiving me on the sideline, like, keep going, because he knows it's going to open him up. And as soon as he's rolling, I'm like, bro, keep going, because I know the play action and all that's going to be there. So when you have guys that are good football players, but even better people, you end up with a good football team. That doesn't guarantee you're going to win, but it does make coming to work a lot more fun.
Have you had a chance to talk to Henry yet?
No, honestly, with what we were told, I just didn't know if we were able to. Haven't reached out. I will always be here for him. That won't change, and I'll prove that over the course of time to him, not to anybody else. But he needs people to love him right now. He's probably feeling a certain type of way about himself right now, and he needs to be loved. And if no one else will do it, I'll do it.
Some more guys will add in the ball.
You mentioned a little bit ago, this time of the year has been the time you guys have had some lulls. You've had some lulls after bye weeks in the past too.
Yeah.
Do you guys discuss that? Do you ignore it and just say, hey, that's a mental thing? Is there an explanation for it? I guess how you kind of approach those things.
I think so. We have a player council meeting with I don't know the exact number, 15 guys of our leaders on the team with Coach Bisaccia, and it was addressed that this is a certain time of year where things happen, and certain teams go this way and other teams go this way. And we have to stay on top of everything that we believe, and our effort and practice and our film study and the things that we don't talk about that we believe separate us. We have to stay on top of that, and we have to hold each other to that standard. Because if we don't, then we'll be one of those teams that goes the wrong way, and we don't want to be that. And nothing's promised if you just do things the right way, but it sure does help if we can look at things in the past and say, well, I think this will help us be better. As long as you're trying to get better, we're all going to try that way, and hopefully we can stay winning football games and stay efficient on offense and stopping people on defense. That's what it's about.
Derek, you touched on it earlier, but between compartmentalizing things and being human, how tough is this just to navigate as the quarterback facing the franchise team leader?
It's hard. If I'd be lying to you if I was like, oh, it's easy. I don't think that at all. It's not. I've always been honest with you guys, and it's not easy. Because I love people. I care deeply about people. There's people in this room that know that for sure, that I've had conversations with sitting at a table, because I just care about people, and this one hurts, because again, it really affects some families, and it affected some lives, and that hurts me, hurts my heart. Because I know that there's pain, I know there's shame, I know that there's anger, probably all those feelings that no one ever wants to feel or have towards them. I know that it's all there, and that's hard. When everything's coming crashing on you, I've had those feelings, and having people to love you and support you is what helps the most. You can't do it alone, and so it's not easy, being a quarterback and being human. I wish there was a certain way or someone to tell me this is exactly how you do it, because it'd be a lot easier. I think I got a good grasp on how to handle it, but it doesn't make it easy to do. Doing things the right way it sounds easy, but it's not easy to do, right? And so I'm trying my best. And again, maybe sometime in the off season I'll have time to think about all this. I will tell you, I walked by and I saw Henry's locker today, and for whatever reason that got me. Like he's not going to be there. Not because he's fast, not because of what he could do for me, but because of the person that he is, and because I love him. And he literally texted me at midnight, golf swing, hit me and Hunter, how's my swing look? You guys need to help me, and bro, just seeing that and then getting the news when we woke up, I don't even know how am I supposed to handle that? How am I supposed to react? And I'm trying my best, I'm doing my best, but I do know that God is good, and I'm going to believe that can change situations and do things that we just can't comprehend sometimes. And I'm going to continue to believe that. My kids will believe that, and we'll keep preaching that even when people don't like it.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
That was a lot of words right there. But let me knock out these super chats and we'll get to the person, man. Appreciate the patience. Wavy in the building. Can't replace Ruggs, period. Roll with who got give the guys a chance, bigger rules on offense. OBJ would get the ball with Carr off top. Build and draft again at wide receiver. Building that we kind of touched on that earlier, man, and really I'm not a big fan of going to get a wide receiver in the draft. I want proven talent. I feel like we need to give up some picks for proven talent. I'm tired of waiting to go through the draft. Manish, appreciate you pulling up. I think Ruggs is young and made a big mistake that cost someone in him. We all made mistakes when we were young, just not this outcome. That's exactly kind of how I interpreted it as well. We all been young. We all did something crazy that we probably never told somebody about, but it just didn't result at this point. So that's cold. That's cold. But let's get to the chat, man. Appreciate everybody pulling up. If y'all can't hit the like button, we over 300 deep. And if y'all new here, hit the subscribe button. Appreciate it. We do lives, film breakdown. As y'all know, it is rated tape, so that's where the name comes from. Appreciate y'all pulling up. Said White Tyson says, so the Raiders have already shown interest in OBJ. That's a good sign. Someone was saying earlier, though, that we don't have the cap. So we would have to figure something out when it does come to the cap space. Douchebag Matt pulled up one of my favorite pictures, profile pictures that I see. That's fire. The Joker with the little Raider patch on the jacket. This is great content, Ray. Keep up the good work. Stay strong, nation. Go Raiders. Yes, sir. Go Raiders. You already know what time it is. Appreciate it, Matt, for pulling up. AZ Raider 12 pulled up on us. He said DC is the real man. Yes, sir. He's that I don't know how he does it. I'll keep it real. I don't know. Dealing with all this, plus all the stuff that he deals with every single offseason, like y'all, that's wild. That's wild. Trevor pulled up, says only 70. Ain't no way we only got 71 likes, Trevor. That's there's no way. There's no way we only got 71 likes, y'all. We gotta hit. If y'all can't hit them likes, yo, hit them likes. It goes a long way. Really appreciate it. Like I said, it goes a long way for the algorithm, just for the support. Just if you pulling up, hit the like button. Appreciate it. Let's say, ain't no way. He said it was at 174 when I got here. Yeah. I don't really keep up. Sometimes I almost forget to be like, yo, hit the like button and subscribe because, sometimes people just forget, honestly. You just get in tune. You in the chat. You talking to everybody. You trying to keep up. I get it. Most definitely. Central Cali Bear, appreciate it, brother. What do you say? DC is just a real genuine class act. Love that, man. That's my quarterback. Yes, sir. And DC, that's what I'm saying. He got a lot of character. He has a lot of character because everything this man has dealt with, it's like, wow. Like, that's you know what I mean? You got to have a lot of character to even continue because you got to think about it. He's still on the team. He still wants to continue playing and build with this organization and dealing with everything he's had to deal with up to this point. It's kind of like, wow. You know what I mean? But as we know, he a big Raider fan. Says, what up, Doe Raid? Yes, sir. Mondo Ray is in the building. Appreciate you pulling up. Fernando and Jennifer. Saints and Raiders have shown the most interest in OBJ per ESPN. Yep. We was kind of discussing that just a little bit earlier. We just got done with Derek Carr presser. He just kind of touched on the Henry Ruggs incident. Not too much about football, just saying that they had a good practice. They still got a game to play at the end of the day. Nobody cares that they have an incident going on. The other team is still going to try to go win the game. So, at the end of the day, it's still football. Still football, still got a job to do. It's pretty much what DC said. And, DC's just a good guy. Dwayne Johnson, DC is such an amazing human being. Yeah, he's just a good guy. He said, Ruggs still, he still needs support. So it's a tough situation. Definitely tough. Who is better, DC or RG? RG? Who's RG? DC or RG? Am I tripping? Moses in the building says, got a new subscriber, bro. Appreciate it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate it, Moses. Most definitely, brother. Glad that you was able to subscribe, man. I don't know if this is your first time, but definitely appreciate it, man. Everybody say what's good to Moses and welcome to the squad. You already know what it is. You already know what it is. Oh, Derek Carr. Oh, you talking about Rich Gannon? Man, Derek Carr. Derek Carr. I gotta say, is like Derek Carr. Like, come on, man. There's Gannon was that dude. When Gannon was playing for us, he was that dude. But you gotta think, like Gannon had, I believe he was with us for how long now? Gannon was with us for 4 years. Gannon was with us for 4 years, I believe. Gannon got us to the Super Bowl, but also we had a top-tier defense. We had top-tier defense when Gannon was here. You got to remember that. Way better than Carr's ever had. Carr, the best defense Carr has ever had at the end of the season, it was ranked 20th. That's the best defense Carr's ever had. Gannon had top 10 defenses, like number 6, number 9 type stuff. Farrell from the East, appreciate it, brother. He says, extend the contract to Derek Carr right now. Is it possible we get both Jackson and OBJ? It's hard to predict what Mayock will do. He seems conservative compared to Gruden. Love the super chat, bro. Love the super chat. Appreciate the donation and the support, but I love the super chat because he says Mayock seems more conservative compared to Gruden. And I feel like Gruden is like, yo, I want to go get OBJ. Y'all know how Gruden is, and I feel like Gruden would work with OBJ. He wouldn't care about the locker room stuff, none of that. He would have brought him in ASAP. Same thing probably with Jackson. That's kind of how I feel about it. But definitely Mayock does seem a little bit more conservative. But there has been a source saying that just a couple hours ago, there was a source saying that we showed interest in OBJ. It says Raiders have expressed interest in wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. along with the Saints. Beckham has cut all contact with the Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski and is likely to be released in the coming days. He intends to play on Sunday no matter what team he is on. So we've already shown interest. So that's a good thing. The only other thing I would say is the cap space. I don't know too much about the cap space. If somebody want to put us on game when it comes to the cap, because I believe we only have $3 million cap. And OBJ, how much y'all think we would have to sign OBJ for? Desean Jackson, I can see us getting him. I can see that's the most feasible if he gets through the waivers and all that stuff. Extend Derek Carr right now. I'm down. I don't care when we sign Derek Carr, but as long as we sign Derek Carr. But I believe Derek Carr did come out to say that he's going to wait till the end of the season before he does anything dealing with the contract. That's from what I believe he said that in the presser. He said that himself, I believe. He said he doesn't want to do it. None of the contract stuff. He let his agent do it, and he'll deal with it at the end of the season. He just wants to deal with football. I'm a big Derek Carr fan, so I agree with everything Farrell's saying in the super chat. Appreciate it, bro. Big time. Pacey and Cunningham pulled up. Yes, sir. Appreciate you being here, brother. Long-time subscriber for sure. He says, I literally almost broke down into tears just listening to the last minute of Carr's pressure talking about Ruggs. No joke, bro. It's because Ruggs is still a kid, and you have to – I know what he did was terrible. It's a bad incident, but you have to take a step back and think at 22 years old, I mean, how responsible are you? I mean, at myself, I mean, at the time I was in the Army, and that's all I did. But I still wasn't that responsible. I still would do, stuff. I'll still do stuff here and there. Definitely, his result is pretty dramatic. Pretty dramatic. So, I mean, it's just, the results just dramatic, brother. So it's sad. And it's kind of to the point when I was talking about this yesterday. The last pressure we seen, if you go watch the last pressure of Henry Ruggs, I believe it was right after that Eagles game. It was Derek Carr talking on the podium, and then you just see Henry Ruggs looking through that little window in the door, and he's just kind of like cheesing and joking around, listening to Derek Carr, laughing and whatever. And it's like you see the kid in him. Like that's the child in him. You see the kid in him. He's only 22. And so it just makes you think like, man, that's tough. It's tough. You know what I mean? I still see a kid at the end of the day, but it's messed up. The incident, that's irresponsible, and you have to pay. You know what I mean? You have to play the cards you was dealt. Appreciate the super chat, Cunningham. You already know what it is. Tim Booth says, "Go Raiders." Although I don't want OBJ, he is a wimp. I would like Ruggs back, but I'd rather have somebody more athletic like CeeDee Lamb. Yo, man. I mean, I know some of y'all knew, but CeeDee Lamb is who I wanted to draft. I wanted CeeDee Lamb. I wanted Kenneth Murray. I wanted Devin White. The list goes on. Derwin James. I know now we got Colton Miller, which they're both, Colton Miller and Derwin James, developed into both very good NFL players. But some of them picks is wonder if Raiders fans are wishing we stuck with Del Rio. I don't know if we could go back. I don't know if we could go down that rabbit hole of Del Rio right now. I don't know if we could do that. But let's see. Let's get to this real quick. OBJ or D Jax. Who do you guys think? Who do y'all looking at right now? Y'all looking at OBJ or D Jax right now? And let's keep in consideration. What's more realistic? What do y'all see is more realistic? Also adding, who do you want more? Just everything in general. Where do y'all see this? Desean Jackson or OBJ? Because you got to think, OBJ is going to want how much money? How much money would OBJ want? We have $3 million cap space right now. I don't know if we get money because of the Ruggs ordeal. I don't know if we get money for that. But excuse me. But for the OBJ, I don't know if we be able to. I don't know how that's going to work. Desean Jackson seems more realistic. Pepe Biden says D-Jax passed us up multiple times. And I heard he sneak dissed us before, so that's kind of tough. Holistic Coaching Services. Where are you located, Coaching Services? Real interested to hear. He says, they say cancers in the locker room. Cancers in the locker room. CeeDee Lamb would have been perfect, but Ruggs grew on me, especially with this. Yeah, most definitely, Farrell. I'm the same way. I wanted Lamb. I thought Lamb would have been that boy, but when we got Ruggs, it was like, okay, he has the speed. Now let's see if we could build off of that speed. Then he started improving, like you say, and you've seen that in these last few games. You've seen him developing into that wide receiver one in these last few games because you've seen him do a comeback route on Slay. He did an out route, and he did an inside slant. He did more than just go deep, and that's what I wanted to see. That's what we had to see from Ruggs, and we started to. And sheesh, that was different. Raider Purge says, why do Raider fans forget what happened when Del Rio got rid of Musgraves? Yeah, that's why I didn't really want to go down that rabbit hole, Purge, because JDR kind of shot himself in the foot when it came to that offensive. I don't know what was going on exactly, but when it came to that offensive side of the ball, he definitely shot himself in the foot. And then that's when, yeah, you know what happened. He got fired. But he did almost take us to a good point in the playoffs, just Derek Carr, that incident. Seemed like we'd be up, we'd be down. DT, what the hell did Ruggs ever do? They use guys are so worried about losing him. He could do nothing but run deep, nothing else, zero besides that. I mean, go look at his last game. You can see him running against Slade. He's doing all sorts of different routes, all different route combinations, inside slants around 3 or 4 defenders. That's what I've been wanting to see. He was developing. There's no doubt about it. This was Ruggs and was going to be Ruggs' best year, no doubt about it. So, Dark pulled up. He says, it's important to point out to your audience that the NFL offers free Uber and Lyft to abbreviated players. It's a life-saving perk. What? Man, that's even worse, bro. That's even worse. Whoa, what we got going on? We don't got no moderators in chat. OBJ will come in as not only just a deep threat, but a true alpha wide receiver. Exactly. He would come in. He could do all. He could take a screen to the house. He could take a slant to the house. He could go deep, take whatever he needs to do. Come back out route to get the first down, just a few yards. Throw it to him out quick, real. Throw it to him real after the snap. Let him run. It'll be like a run play. That's what we were doing with Ruggs. You notice these last few games, Ruggs started the game with an out route. Notice his short route running was developing. Where is... Yeah, most definitely. Service said, Raid, who do you think would be a better deep threat, D-Jack or OBJ? I would say OBJ still. OBJ is just all around better, I think. D-Jack, not saying he's not a deep threat, but OBJ is still a deep threat because he has more of a threat to where he could go deep and he could be underneath. He could do basically a whole lot. So I think OBJ, he's just more talented at this point. Has the youth on his side as well. So Champion Chuck says OBJ is a big baby though. He is a big baby. I'm not gonna deny it. You've seen the theatrics he does, and all that. So I wouldn't say I wouldn't deny that. I wouldn't deny that at all. You know what I mean? I ain't finna cap for no. I'm not finna sit here and lie for this man. He be throwing tantrums on the sidelines, getting stuff hitting himself in the head with a kicker's net, all sorts of crazy stuff, man. Raider Zach, Raid, everyone who thinks Rose was just speed is going to see how our offense changes, but also more importantly, how our defenses defend us. How defenses defend us is going to wake some people up. Raider Zach, man, I appreciate you pulling up, brother. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm saying. Ruggs changed the way defenses played our offense. Ruggs was making a difference. That's why I feel like we have to replace the talent or we're going to see different results. We're not going to see what we are expecting to. Cancers, bro, finally have a team. We don't need the problems. So what would you say if we got OBJ just for this 1 year? For the rest of the season, he comes in, he just plays the rest of the season. Then at the end of the season, maybe he signs a longer contract somewhere else. But whoever he signs with this season is just for the rest of the year. Excuse me. Would you want to do that? You're saying he's a cancer. What if he had we just brought him in, he played the rest of the season. Raider Carlos in the building. Appreciate you pulling up. Says sign OBJ. I mean, that's just where okay, so Holistic said that I could understand. Because someone was telling me earlier, and it made sense. That's why I need y'all in the comments to tell me things, because it made sense. I forgot who it was that said it, though. But they were saying, the fact that the season's already halfway through and the cap goes up in these next couple of years, the cap will be going up, that him signing a 1-year deal will probably be what happens. He'll end up signing a 1-year deal wherever he goes, then signs a long-term contract once the cap backs up and goes up. So Robert Sizzy, what do you think about John Brown, bro? See, I think at the end of the day, if we get to the point of that, if I don't want to use the word desperate because I'm trying to avoid using the word desperate, but I feel like if we get that desperate, then yeah, you have to bring in John Brown. You just bring in, if you can't bring in OBJ, of course, which is obviously going to be a lot harder. But if you can't bring in somebody, then bring in John Brown, because I don't think that we have anybody on the practice squad that is going to make that much of a difference. So Frank White, yes, sir. He said, Raid, we have to get OBJ, Yep. You need someone to put it. Raid, we have to get OBJ. You need someone to, yeah. But we do need to get OBJ. We need weapons. We need to stack talent. Like I was saying earlier, if y'all just tuning in, I was saying earlier, you look at the good teams around the league. They are stacked. At the end of the day, they're stacked. Like you can't deny it. We're not stacked on either side of the ball per se. The defense is pretty legit because the defensive line, we have Yannick, which they're showing up on, the analytics, the stats, whatever the case may be. But we have those two defenders. But we really don't have anybody that really stands out. Anything dominant. And especially on the offensive side of the ball. Raider King 916. Bleacher Report said Raiders and Saints looking at OBJ right now. Yeah. Aria says, Ray, do you think Ruggs gone will change up play calling and schemes? Most definitely. I personally think so. Carr touched on it, saying that Zay is gonna kind of take his spot. We'll see what happens with that. We're gonna see what happens with that. Imagine Wagons, appreciate you pulling up. Appreciate the super chat and the support. Goes a long way. He says, what about Christian Kirk? Now, is Christian Kirk a free agent, or he's still on the Cardinals, isn't he? Isn't Christian Kirk on the Cardinals still? Yeah, he's still on the Cardinals. So, yeah, we're not able to get Christian Kirk because the trade deadline. The trade deadline. Agent Red's in the building. Agent Red, what's good with you? Sherm says, if OBJ is released, he will go unclaimed and can sign with whoever he wants. Yeah, that's where we'll be at right there. If y'all just tuning in, man, hit the like button if y'all can. It goes a long way. Appreciate it. If this is y'all first time here, hit the subscribe button. Turn on the notifications. Usually, I'll go live, but usually what my main content is, if this is y'all first time here, I do film all 22 studies on Las Vegas Raiders. So y'all can see, big-time Raiders fan. So I appreciate everybody pulling up in the nation supporting the team. Fro from the East, Big Dog. He said, is Carr a top 5 quarterback this year? Bro, they see that boy trying to get me on. He trying to get me on live saying something crazy, especially if he overcomes all this. LOL. By the way, I really think we could get both OBJ and D-Jax. We need a wide receiver. Yeah. See, I would say that, man, this man right here, great mind thinks alike. So I feel like we need to stack talent, as I've been saying. Even when we had Ruggs, I feel like we needed a wide receiver, that we needed more talent. And so it's only that much more that we need talent now that we lost Ruggs. So do we get OBJ and D-Jax? I don't think so. I don't think we would get both of them. Because if we got OBJ, I feel like we'd have to make some moves to kind of sign him. And then depending on what D-Jax would want. But I just don't feel like we would get D-Jax just based off of the lack of news and of hearing, say, interest. Say we got the news about OBJ. We just got the news about OBJ. The Raiders expressed interest in Odell Beckham along with the Saints. And we didn't really hear that about Desean Jackson. So that's what's kind of interesting to me. And is Carr top 5 quarterback? The man trying to get me on live talking crazy. But man, is he a top 5 quarterback right now? He said this year. Is Carr a top 5 quarterback this year? Yeah, he's a top 5 quarterback. He's a top 5 quarterback. I want to say this offseason, I said Carr was 8-9 in the league. That's just me. I know people go crazy and you say, dang, you think Carr's before this season started? I was saying he was at 8 or 9. Do I think he's a top 5 quarterback right now? Yes, I do think he's a top 5 quarterback. I do. Most definitely. That's I mean, if anybody thinks otherwise, go ahead, let me know. I'm ready to do it. Sean Hintberg, appreciate you pulling up again. Frequent in the chat. Appreciate you pulling up. Seriously, name another quarterback that's ever had to put up with this much since he has been in the NFL. We are amazing, lucky to have him. DC, my quarterback. Thanks, Fred. I mean, that's two back-to-back super chats, y'all, with Raider fans. People just putting out there that Derek Carr is that guy. Derek Carr really is that guy. You got to think about it. He's had historically bad defenses since he's been here, and we failed to fix it up to this point. Now, to this point, his coach gets resigned. You have, this incident that just transpired. He broke his ankle right before going to the playoffs. You know what I mean? After turning this whole thing around. So the dude is crazy resilient. And, that says a lot about Derek Carr. And I'm glad, like you said, I'm glad he's our quarterback. Because, man, if we could just stack some talent around him and get a decent defense like we do have now, then we'd be straight, man. All the injuries he's been through. People say he's getting traded every single offseason. I mean, come on now, man. Mick Cobb says, let the next Raiders step up, the players that paid their dues and the team we love. Yeah. I just don't know if we have enough talent. That's it. That's all I'm thinking. Edward says, Brown or Seth Roberts? I would go Brown, and I want to bring Seth Roberts because I'd rather have Brown for his speed. Switch Waller to wide receiver 2 and more tight end 1, or move. Oh, yeah. So I would rather do more of the 2 tight end sets because I wouldn't want Waller to have to take responsibility of playing a different position. I feel like Waller is a top 1 or 2 tight end because he's a wide receiver. Move the 2 tight end. If you move him back to wide receiver, I don't think he will be as effective. If y'all kind of picking up on what I'm saying, because it works into a lot when it comes to the scheme. But I mean, at the same time, he does line up at wide receiver here and there, so it kind of goes hand in hand. I mean, I wouldn't just run him primarily at wide receiver and change him anything, though. Henry Ruggs has 921 career yards. He's ranked 30th this year. Renfro is 45. Waller's 49. He's ranked 30th this year. Renfro 45 and Waller's 49. Ranked in yards. Ranked in yards. I don't even know if I should try and say that. It says we have talent. You just want a name, bro. Wait. Whoa. You just want a name, bro. Did you really just say that? I just want a name. So you telling the guy that likes the quarterback and Derek Carr, you're going to tell him that he just wants a name, even though there were all the rumors about getting Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, all these other quarterbacks, Deshaun Watson's, that I just want a name. But I said, no, I don't want those quarterbacks. I want Derek Carr. But you think I just want a name when we're talking about the wide receivers? So wait till you release and then talk to get him if he wants to come to the Raiders. Dude, we don't have talent. What did you talk about? We got talent. Name the talent that we have. That's all I'm wondering. Name the talent that we have. And then I'll go to compare it to the talent that I'm talking about. So if you think this team is stacked, that this team could take us on a run through the playoffs, go ahead and let me know what you think. If you think this team could take us a run through the playoffs, that we have talent on the team that can get it done, I'll compare teams that do have talent and that actually do make it through the playoffs. You're tripping right now. You can't just, bro, you're tripping. There is no way, bro. You can't sit here and say we have talent. Come on, man. At least D-Jax embraces his bigotry. LBJ hides behind his poppy. Y'all, wow. Champion Chuck, what's good, man? He said OBJ would cry if the ball's not coming to him every play. We have a team that plays together. No, yeah. I mean, it's a good point. It's a very good point because, I mean, early into the season, as you guys know, what was it? We were just a few games in, maybe 4 games in, and we had 5 or 6 players with over 200 receiving yards, right? So we do get the ball around. We do spread the ball. So I don't know how OBJ would feel about that. But, I mean, I feel like he would get big plays. That's the thing when it comes to Carr. He's going to get it to a guy, and he's going to be able to make those big plays. It won't be necessarily about getting the ball to him every single time. I think it'll just be more about actually somebody throwing accurate ball for him to make a play on it. So I think that would be more what it would be about. I think Carr and him would get it done just because of how the kind of person Carr is. That's just what I think. Did Azteca comment? I still got it in the back of my mind. I'm still waiting for the talent that we have so much. I see that right there. I'm trying to see what all that talent. Aria says Raid, Arnett, Amik, Farrell, and Bowden, Muse, Ruggs all gone or bench. Shake my head. It's ridiculous. Yep. I mean, who do we have starting that we drafted right now? Cole Miller, Alex Leather, that are actual starters that we drafted to be starters, not just benched. I'm just going to get to Aria's point real quick. So, because Brandon Parker, you got to think Brandon Parker's not meant to be a starter. John Simpson's not meant to be a starter. Neither is Andre James. You can't even say that because Rodney Hudson pushed his way out. So, Colton Miller, Alex Leatherwood, Brian Edwards, you could say, Derek Carr, which I don't know if you'd count him. On the defensive side of the ball, starting, we got Max Crosby we drafted. Who else is starting that we drafted? Mullen, Merrick, and Abram. So we got some starters. We got some starters out of the past few drafts. Merrick, Abram, Mullen, and Crosby. That's a pretty good core right there. But I definitely agree. We did miss on some picks. I was saying earlier, there were some other people I wanted to pick up. But where's that talent at? Let me see. Anybody? Okay, so some people were saying Jacobs, Waller, Renfro. Boy over here talking about Winflow. Drake. That's not what do like come on. Now we're reaching. We're reaching. Foster. We're reaching, y'all. He said talent. We only have 3 wideouts. Our running backs and tight ends are solid, but not at wideout. I'm saying though, like y'all got to think about it. I'm a fan of Zay Jones. Like when I did my first film video is on Zay Jones. My first ever breakdown that I posted on YouTube was on Zay Jones. When I put that out, I got a bunch of backlash like, why you do this? Like, bro is not that good. Blah blah blah. We need to release him. The dude never plays. He practices hard, but he doesn't play hard. And I was getting a bunch of heat about it. It was like, look, I was just showing what he does for the offense, and I think he plays his role well. Now you want to push him in to be what? Wide receiver 2, wide receiver 1? Like what's he gonna be there? I don't think he's gonna fulfill that. I think he could be a pretty good receiver, but he's not the talent that we need. So you can't really say like you it's like you can't pick up a guy off the practice squad and say, oh, he's gonna be good. Like, come on, yo. Yo, you can't be yo. Right away, yes, sir. Appreciate it. Hit that like button. You already know how it is. We over 500 deep. We should have 500 likes, I feel like. You feel me? So let's get it up. Brittany says Josh. I mean, Josh is talent, but what has Josh done this year? And then you probably go to the offensive line and say, well, the offensive line hasn't blocked that well. So we don't have offensive line talent, but we have 4 guys we drafted on the offensive line. And Brandon Parker, John, 5, all of them, 5, all of them we drafted. So it's like, look, if you say one thing, I'm going to rebuttal with another because it's a trickle effect. Come on, yo. The boy said, bro, we got Renfro. That boy stupid. The boy said, we got Renfro. That boy stupid. Boy trying to cap on me. That's why he can't mess up. Let's see. Guys, the trade deadline was yesterday. We can't do moves today. Yeah. I mean, listen. Should I make that a banner? I mean, no, because I'm clicking on comments. I'm trying to see what y'all saying. Reese rocking the building. Appreciate you pulling up, bro. He said Ruggs had a gun that killed and hurt nobody. Used the cards to kill someone. Stay with the illegal stuff, not legal. Possessions? Possessions. Okay. It's crazy. It's crazy, right? I know a lot of people. I don't even want to get. I don't even want to go down that rabbit hole right now. Emani pulled up. Appreciate it, Emani. Glad to see you. Glad to see you able to make it. He said, "What do you do with the 2 roster spots left? You got to get a wide receiver that's better than what we have. We have to. I don't know where Honcho's at. Honcho probably. He been coaching lately. He been coaching. So let me see what I can do. Let me see. Let me see. I don't know where Honcho at. Let's see. Where's this thing at? I don't know where Honcho at. He might be working. He might be home. He might be chilling. I don't know. Might just have to see. Pick up Doss. I'm good off Doss. We gave Keelan Doss too many opportunities. That boy tripping. Boy trolling. Sign Ray Rice with OBJ. You crazy. And have Chris Brown do the halftime special. Where's his girlfriend? I heard is seriously hurt. Yeah, I heard she was in the ICU or something like that. So I don't know, man. There was a whole lot going on with that. Vincent, that boy still be said Honcho on the McDonald's run again. Yeah, Honcho was live recently. Based Effect says, Raid, I'm with you. Deep, talented team. Look at the Rams, Bucks, Saints, and Bills, etc. Those are deeply talented teams, not us. That's what I'm saying. Once you start to talk about talent, I'll start jumping into other teams because you'll sit there and say, okay, we got Waller, Jacobs, and who else? We got Waller, Jacobs, and who else, right? You go look at the Rams. Do I even have to say what the Rams have? Do I even have to speak on what the Rams have talent-wise, right? Then you go to the Bucks. Do we have the same amount of talent as the Bucks have? Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down if y'all think we have, because Base Effect is basically getting to the point real quick for me. Do we have the same amount of talent on this roster, offensive side of the ball? Let's say offense, because we lost Russ. That's what we're talking about. Do we have as much talent as the Bucks have on offense? No, we don't. Not even close. Their second wide receiver is better than all of our wide receivers. All right, tell me. So, which wide receiver do we have right now? For everybody that's saying thumbs up, because we got Raider Way, thumbs up. Brian points up. We got 2 people with thumbs up. Who else thumbs up? Jeff Henders thumbs up. So we got some thumbs up. We got 4 thumbs up. What wide receiver is on our roster right now that's better than Chris Godwin? We got a couple more thumbs up. So everybody that said thumbs up, no, Mackish says thumbs up. Mackish, come on. Big Boss says it. If we have more talent than how? Who's better on our team than the Bucks' second best wide receiver in Chris Godwin? I'm just trying to figure this out. I'm waiting for somebody that said thumbs up. He said no. Then why you put the Mackish? Did you hear what I said? So I said put thumbs up if you think that we have more talent than the Bucks offense. That's why I said put thumbs up or put a thumbs down. If you think we have more talent, that boy said wrong thumb. Yo, I'm saying though, bro. I'm saying. I understand why everybody's tripping, but we haven't played a game yet since number 11 is gone. If number 11 blew up his knee, would you all be mailing it in already? Mailing it in. So when you say mailing it in, I feel like you're saying we're giving up or we think we're going to start losing. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I don't think we're as good now. We got worse. There's no way you can say we got better on offense. But there is a huge case to say that we got worse. So Nicole, what would you say? Paul. So Waller's not a wide receiver. And two, you look at their tight ends and you'll look at Robert Gronkowski. Look, I'm over here tripping again with the wind flow. You feel me? With the Gronks. And then you also have OJ Howard. But back to my point, I said, what wide receiver? I didn't say tight end. I said, what wide receiver? No, hell no. That's a damn lie. Ronald's lying like crazy. You got to get a profile image or a picture coming up here talking about Edwards is better than Chris Godwin. There's no way. Mike Evans has one good week. He's all right this year. Godwin has 2 good games. Like, come on, y'all. You really can't downplay this one. You can't downplay this. I'm not saying who has more talent. Look, Todd Wise, he said, who has better talent at wide receiver than the Bucs? I'm not talking about who has better talent. What I'm saying is the Bucs have a lot of talent. And that my point was their second wide receiver, their number 2 receiver, is better than all of our wide receivers, any wide receiver that we have. And that's what I'm talking about on the scale of talent, that we need to stack talent. That's what I mean. We need to stack talent, y'all. And we're losing talent. We are losing talent. We're not picking up superstar guys in the free agency. I know we tried with AB, but we're not stacking talent. And we just lost our most talented wide receiver. So I've seen Godwin drop more balls than Renfro. I mean, that's potentially, but Renfro cannot do or be in the same situations as Godwin. He just can't. He's not that kind of receiver. Godwin can play all over the place. Renfro really can't, is more of that slot. Like, come on, man. Y'all really think so? If that's the case, right? Why can't we just put Renfro at our number 1 wide receiver? Because he's not that kind of receiver. We know he's a slot guy. That's his specialty. Come on, y'all know Renfro is at the slot. That's his game. But if you want to put Renfro outside and have him play that outside, he's not going to be able to do that, y'all. Is Ruggs top 10 receiver? No. Ruggs isn't a top 10 receiver. The thing with Ruggs is that he's still young and he was developing pretty well, especially like I was saying earlier with his underneath routes. And we already know he's a deep threat. And we started to see that. So Andrew Cabrera, appreciate it. We don't have anyone as good as Godwin. Stop, guys. I'm saying, though, that's just a fact. This is the fact, right? And then you look at the running back room, you look at the tight end room, wide receiver group, their offensive line is pretty straight. We need talent. You could even go over to the Arizona Cardinals. Straight talent all across the board. You see what I'm saying? Well, boy, ONT6 has said something. Ready to purge. Run for a slot receiver. He has a different job. It's hard to, yeah, exactly. Sarah Phillips says, what's up, nation? How you doing, Sarah? Appreciate you pulling up. Eduardo Ruiz says, Ruggs help make plays without getting the ball all eyes. Exactly. He opens things up. It's different with Ruggs on the field. If you go look at the stats last year and look at the record when he played and when he didn't play, there was a big difference. Yo, that boy crazy. He said, Marcel Torres says, Edwards barely knows our playbook. Bro, I'm dead. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. I thought I seen ONT6 say something. I was trying to find it. ONT6, if you're still in the chat, make sure you comment it again so I can pull it up, bro. But Sean Hintenberger with the super chat. Appreciate the support, brother. He says, how to get screen comment like now. Membership? How to get screen comment like now? What do you mean by how to get screen comment? I mean, this is a super chat. So every time you do a super chat, I'm able to automatically pull your comment up because you did a super chat. That's how you guarantee your comment to get pulled up. Otherwise, you could just comment and then I kind of just go through the comments and I'll read it and touch on the topic. We're just kind of having a conversation right now. I am gonna have a membership when I hit 5K. I will start a membership, and when I do that, it's gonna be different. If you join the membership, then we're gonna do membership only lives, and that's when I'll put out the link to like this, so people will get on the screen, and then I'll also bring up some film. I'll bring up a couple plays. We'll talk about 2 or 3 plays, go over it a couple times, and we'll talk about the film, what we see, who we blame, who we think did good, who we think did bad. And that'll be the membership. So the membership will be different also because it won't be so many people. But when it's just a live like this on the page, usually the super chats always get picked. So it's a guaranteed shared comment. But I appreciate it, man. And hope I clarified that for you. Hope I clarified and answered the question for you. But this right here on the screen is a super chat. And Ollie Shrubs, appreciate you pulling up, brother. He says Raiders have no number 1 wide receiver. Only weapon we have offensively is Waller, Jacobs, and Carr. Everyone else developing or mediocre by NFL standards. Ollie Shrubs pulled up and was spitting straight facts. Waller, Jacobs, and Carr, those are our best players. That's the only talent you have. And you can't, and me personally, you can't count Carr. You cannot count Carr. And the reason I say that is because every team is going to have a talented quarterback. Every team might not have a top-tier running back or a top-tier tight end, but they for sure going to have a quarterback and a top-tier wide receiver. I mean, you look at the Cardinals, they just barely traded for Ertz. So now they do have a pretty good tight end. ONT6, yes, there it is. Now that Henry Ruggs is no longer on the team, we are going to start seeing a lot of single high safety with, bro, this is what I'm worried about. He said we're going to start seeing a lot of single high safety with teams loading up to stop the run and make our wide receivers beat them one-on-one. This is what's going to make it difficult. This is what makes it going to be ugly. This is what would make it ugly. If our wide receivers can't win on one-on-one, it's going to be ugly. Teams, why would the teams be worried about a deep threat now? Why would they be worried about getting beat deep? Who's going to beat them deep? That's my thing. Sean Hindenburger, thanks, sub, so he can get 5K. Yes, sir. If y'all could sub to the channel, we're on the road to 5K. I'm hoping to hit 5K here soon so we can start the membership, start the badges, and we can start bringing people on in the membership only lives. And we're going to be doing film breakdowns. I'll be pulling up a couple of videos, tapes, so that's definitely going to be fire. And if y'all can, hit the like button. Hit the like button, most definitely. Farrell back with a super chat, bro. Been supporting this whole time. Appreciate you, bro. Real big time. Appreciate you. Zay Jones is not that good. He just is. Bro, you feel me? Like, this is what I'm saying. You got to understand that he's just a role player. He is good in his role. In what he is expected to do, he is good. He comes up on those big plays when we need him to, and it's rare that it happens on rare occasions, and we need that to happen. But to think he'll come in and it's just going to happen all the time, because that's what we've seen him in that kind of fashion. We get that kind of sentiment when we see Zay Jones make a play. It just doesn't happen like that. You could go back to last year, which we probably need to. I'll probably need to go see if I can find that. Hit up Sanjeet, see if he has the film on last year. But you can go back last year. Ruggs did miss some games last year. Go back to those games, see how we played, see what the offense looked like, because Zay Jones did play, or I want to say start in some of those games. So we can go back. We have a reference. This is a new year, of course. So, but Farrell, I 100% agree, bro. You basically, everything I'm saying, you basically been saying this whole time as well. Everything you've been saying, I agree with. So you holding it down, bro. Appreciate it. But man, yo, I'm just approaching 2 hours, been live for almost 2 hours now. Definitely appreciate everybody that was able to make it, everybody that was able to pull up. I just seen Jack Kenna, a longtime subscriber, pull up. Glad you was able to make it, but I'm just about to dip out, man. Appreciate everybody that was able to come on. If you're new here, if y'all can, please hit the subscribe button. Please do. Soon, I plan on doing the membership once I hit 5,000 subscribers to where I can have people come on in the members only live. We will talk about film. We'll have you come on. We'll break down some film study, all that kind of stuff. Couple plays, rotate some people on. That'll be a lot of fun. Get your badges, everything, your custom emojis. Yeah, brother. Appreciate it, Jack Kenner. You already know what time it is, man. Smash that like button. And until the next time, y'all, rate the tape.